Bayview, y'all know I'm just a country boy from the church. From the country. I'm a church boy from the country. So I like to have some good country church. Now, when I was growing up, we used to sing a song. We used to sing a song that said, "Can't nobody do me like who?" Now we turned it around. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor. No, you gotta say it real strong. Say, neighbor. There's nobody like our God. Come on, let's have a little church. Clap those hands. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Real big. Let me see it. There you go. I see you in the back. From side to side. Let's walk from side to side. Church choir rock. There you go. Now it's real simple. I'm going to teach it to you. I want you to sing along with us. All right? Here we go. Help us say. Our Lord, you reign. There's nobody like our God. Nobody like our God. Our Lord, he reigns. There's nobody like our God. Nobody like our God. Our Lord, you reign. There's nobody like our God. Nobody like our God. Our Lord, you reign. There's nobody like our God. Let me ask you a question. Who is was growing up in the country, we didn't have all these fancy praise and worship songs. One mother in the back of the church, she just break out and say, nobody, 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 not my mother, not my father, not my sister, not even my brother. Nobody, nobody, nobody else died, nobody else rose. Ain't nobody coming back again. Nobody, nobody, just back. Let's call his name. Call his name. Say Jesus. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Demons tremble at the name Jesus. Jesus. He's my kinsman redeemer. Jesus. Jesus. The more I call him, the better I feel. The more I call him, yeah, Jesus, 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 over my family, over my finances, Jesus, yeah, Jesus, keep on calling, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Bayview. Yeah, Jesus, 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 my helper. He is the way, the truth, and the light. He is the cornerstone. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Sit down. Somebody just holler, Jesus. Sit down.
Happy Wednesday, family. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I believe God has something in store that's going to bless your life, enrich your life, maybe give some enlightenment to your life and encouragement to your life. The Bible says that the heavens declare God's handiwork. That word handiwork is like needlepoint. It means that God has taken his time and woven together things in time, put them together so that the world works exactly like it's supposed to work. All of the beauty and majesty was pieced together by God. It was decreed in his divine mind long before we saw it. Well, not only did God take his time weaving together the world so we could benefit from its beauty, he did the same thing here at Bayview. He's put so many great people together from so many different backgrounds, from so many different past experiences, and he's woven us together here at Bayview so that we could have the experience of living the Bayview life, so that we could enjoy the view. We talked about the band, we talked about an awesome brother named Lamont. Tonight, you're going to begin to hear a story about my friend and my brother, who I've known for several years, but we had no idea that our initial introduction as brothers would lead us to the place where we serve together as we do now. God has a lot of special people. We're all special in our own way. And when we tap into what God has gifted us to do, we become invaluable to the kingdom of God. We become a weapon of war in the hand of a sovereign God. And we become a source of strength and encouragement to those who need something to hang on to as we fight through life's hurdles and storms. Tonight, you're blessed as Hope in Him presents This Is My Story, And tonight's story is about Dwayne Lamont Woods.
Born and raised. I do say this all the time. I was literally born after Sunday morning service. So my mother, I grew up in a musical household. I have two sisters, one brother. I'm the baby of the family. All the women in the family could sing. None of the men in the family could sing.
Wow.
But although the women could sing, my dad, I really don't talk about this with my dad, but my dad was still musical because he was a DJ for like old school party, how like house parties, like he's a blues DJ. So he would travel around and so on. So I was always connected with music, but it was always like a balance because you have blues on one end and you have gospel on the other end with my mother. But my mother had to lead a song the day that she had me. So she did what she had to do. She went to church. She led the song. She had to go home. She had to warm up the food for the family. She went into labor. She went to the hospital, had me, and watched the movie that night. She had a whole plan, and she made that plan happen.
Incredible.
So I have no other choice but to do what it is that I'm doing.
Absolutely.
But again, I've grown up in a musical household. I fell in love with what it is that I do now. I probably could say, not just through my church, my home church, which is Mount Vernon mission. I'm looking down because I'm thinking about so much because it's so much music that comes from me. But my older sister Gwen, she sang in this community group called Joy Unlimited. So that was really kind of where I got my professional start, where I can honestly say, because I would, as a kid, about 8 or 9 years old, would literally sit and cry if my sister would not let me go to choir rehearsal. Now, any other kid would want to go outside, you would want to play, play games and so on. That was never me. Like, even if I wasn't at choir rehearsal, I used to go on my front porch. And I had the most vivid imagination as a kid. So I would go on my front porch, and I would imagine that my front lawn was a full choir. And it would be sectioned off. So you have this 8-year-old kid that I could literally see a choir on my front lawn, the trees, everything.
Wow.
And I would go out, I would teach parts. They would mess up in my head, everything. But I would be out there and I would loud, because I would follow everything that they would do at church. Everything that my choir directors did, I wanted to do. So I would be out there, my brothers and sisters, they would be so mad. They would go in the house, Mama, Dwayne is out there on the front lawn again. The traffic and people are going by, driving by, they honking. They don't know if he needs, exactly. But that was just my life. I've always grown up around music. I've always known that I wanted to do music. But that was basically like my childhood. Just wanted to go to choir rehearsal, wanted to be in the choir. I think I led my first song at my church at maybe 6 years old.
Okay.
I did my first concert at 9.
So when you say concert,
like
completely you.
Completely me. It actually was me, and there was a I forgot the name of the other guy. I think it was Lerone Burnett, if I'm not mistaken. But we did. It was two of us that did a concert together. 5 songs, and I, of course, I had to do the things my mother would listen to that she felt was appropriate for me. So she loved this group called Little Cedric and the Haley Singers, which I was singing. They were a quartet group, which to this day they would be known as Casey and JoJo. Right? So
They can't see my expression.
Casey and JoJo used to be a quartet group back in the day called Little Cedric and the Haley Singers, and I used to sing all their music, and I did a full concert of Little Cedric and the Haley Singers music.
Little Cedric and the
Haley Singers.
Casey and JoJo.
Casey and JoJo. So it's just like music just comes from everywhere. You just never really know.
Yeah. One thing, because you spoke of your father not really being vocally talented, if I may, but he was still in music. Music was still in him as a DJ. But you did say your mother and all the women, your siblings, your sisters, all vocally talented. What is one thing that to this day still rings in not only your head, but most of all your heart, that has come from your mom?
Oh, wow.
Being that pioneer, if I may, of your family, what is one thing that has stuck with you that she has implanted into your heart to this day?
She would always tell me it didn't matter what I was going through, God gave you the voice to sing. And that was something that always stuck with me. You know, even as a kid, they would say different catchphrases, and they would find that catchphrases would be musical for me. So if I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do, so say I was on the table as a baby, and if they said get down, that meant dance to me. You know, like different commands and stuff like that was always musical. It was, I don't know why. It was just how my mother just brought me up. And so when she really realized that the gift was there, she never discouraged me from doing anything, from living my dreams. And it was just that, you know, whatever you're going through, God gave you a voice to sing. That's your freedom. That's your healing. Sing, you know. And so throughout every life situation, it's always been a song, whether I had to attribute it to a hymn or if I had to attribute it to something I heard on the radio or something that I remember from the moment, whatever it was, I would find a song. And that would be healing for me. That would be cleansing for me. And that was like one of the main things my mother taught me.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And thank God for your mom.
I thank God for it. She always says that I basically took over where she left off in music, because my mother was a recording artist as well. And at Mount Vernon Missionary Baptist Church, she was one of the main lead singers there. And I used to always say that she sounded like Aretha to me. You know, she just had that voice. And so when she kind of had me, she slowed down after that point. But she was like, God gave you the gift, so you take it and run, And I would never do a concert without her. I would always just have her whenever I was doing something in Kansas City. I would always do a duet with my mother because she would out-sing me, but...
Well, for sure.
Yeah, I mean...
It's to be expected, I guess.
You know, some kids would like to try to, you know, think that they could outdo that. Yeah, level up with their parents, you know, and I would try. And I would fail miserably because, you know, you would have to hear. My mother would find tricks and she would find like little dips and corners and stuff. And it would just be amazing. I'm just like, go ahead. I'll just be over here in the corner.
And that's incredible.
I'll sing background now.
Because knowing you vocally and being under you, and we'll talk about that a little bit vocally, and just what I hear from you, the amazing things that you do, the tricks that you do vocally. So I can only imagine.
It's hereditary. I mean, it's literally, I got it from my mother. I can honestly say. My sister, I mean, just the gifts that's there. And I thank God for that. Again, you don't find kids that just want to just be around music all the time. Just choir rehearsal, church. I didn't care about playing. When I would go outside and play with kids, I would always get hurt. So I guess I was like, okay, God is telling me to go to church. God is telling me your recess is going to choir rehearsal. So that's what it was for me.
I love that. So speaking of the ability and being one of the children who always wanted to be around music, were there lessons that you took vocally? Was there training at a young age, 9 years old, having your own concert? What type of training did you have, if any, at that age, or, you know, before becoming, you know, who you are today?
No, I get it. One of the things I can honestly say, some of the best training for probably most of the artists that you see today, even in R&B, they've come from being inside of a church or coming from being inside of a, you know, up under a choir director or something like that. And that's one of the things that I can honestly say. At Mount Vernon, which was the church that I was born and raised in, literally after Sunday morning service, Mount Vernon had one of the greatest music ministries in the city. And so I was really blessed to be up under a great director. Her name was oh goodness, she would kill me. They would kill me if I knew that. I forgot her name. Doris Johnson. There she go. Yeah. Doris Johnson. And she was one of those ones that took me under her wing. So when she also saw that the gift was there, she knew that, you know, you have this little kid that has this high voice that's trying to sing in the soprano section. No, get in the tenor section. We go work with you. You know, sometimes she would have me come up there and have me direct the choir with her, stand up there on Sunday mornings. You know, things like that when people see the gift and they kind of nurture that gift in you. And then again, like I said, I was following my sister with this group called Joy Unlimited. And this guy named Victor Jones, who I can honestly say is one of the ones that really literally shaped like ministry for me, shaped music messages, shaped my voice. I talk about Donald a lot, and I'll get to him in a second, but in Kansas City, Victor really instilled a lot in us because the group that my sister sang in, Joy Unlimited, they were so popular that they literally had to form a youth choir so that they could get some of the kids of the singers because they were so talented.
Wow.
And so that's how we, became about, was we became like Joy Limsey Youth choir, and that's where I would have an opportunity to travel with my sister, and just kind of grow like that. And so it's been a lot of nurturing and a lot of training that I've been blessed to have. And then right out of high school, I started traveling in a gospel stage play called A Good Man Is Hard to Find. It was a touring show, toured all across the country. It was a great opportunity, but that was another. So I've had like various forms of training grounds that I can honestly say, kind of built me into the person that I am today. Definitely not a overnight success. It's not anything where I just went in the studio and just was lucky one day and just had a great song. Literally been building since I was a kid, just, honing a gift, finding a craft, finding somebody that I loved and tried to pattern my voice after. I wanted to be Daryl Coley. Y'all hear my heart. I wanted to be Daryl Coley. I thought that was the greatest voice that God had ever created on the face of this earth. And so I patterned myself after him. And your gift will make room for you, and it will always bring you before a great man. So even as a kid, because I would listen to him so much, I attracted him to me. He became a godfather of mine because there was a young lady in the city. Her name was Janetta Bradley in Kansas City. She would have this workshop every year, and she would have Daryl Coley come and teach in the workshop. And I had just turned the age where I could get into the choir, the youth choir, and work hand in hand with them side by side. And he saw the gift as well and just kind of took me under his wing. So God has really blessed me to just be in the company and the tutelage of such great people from a young age until, even up until this point.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a journey.
And that's just not even the tip of the iceberg.
I mean, literally, yeah.
We're going to get into it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, so that's really good. So really, and you speak about the gift, and you speak about God, and you speak about he'll make room for your gift.
Absolutely.
And put you in the spaces of great people, great men. Tell me a little bit about, before we move out of Kansas City, before we go to our next space, when did your relationship with God become your relationship with God?
Ooh. Your beliefs change. And that's where relationship really got deep for me. It really, waiting on healing, trusting God for healing, asking for it, singing about it and waiting on it.
Yeah.
Singing about it and not being. You form a deep relationship at that point because communication becomes more than just, oh thou, great wonder, sovereign king and Lord Master. It turns into something more real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are those moments.
Yeah.
Those.
And help somebody who's listening right now who is seeking that healing. And you go as deep as you would like to.
Feel physically like it. You have to. The scripture that I took the entire time that I was waiting on healing was Jeremiah 29:11. That's why I quote it all the time.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah.
And hopefully they hear that and receive it and apply it to their own lives. So thank you for that. Somebody who's watching, who's listening, needed that.
Yeah, yeah.
Your greatest lesson in the wait up to your healing was what?
Keep on singing. Again, it was my mother's. The day I went to the hospital to the doctor's appointment, to the last appointment. When the doctor left to go get, when the nurse left to go get the doctor, I'm still sitting in the doctor's office, and the first thing I start doing is sing, because it's just what my mother taught me. But you create an atmosphere. A lot of times you just find something that makes you feel good. Create an atmosphere from that. If it's a hymn, sing a hymn. If it's a gospel song, sing a gospel song. If it's Because I'm Happy from Pharrell, sing that. But whatever it is, what happens is you create an atmosphere. You create that frequency that changes whatever the situation is. And so that's what I was doing in the doctor's office, literally waiting up until the moment of healing, singing.
Wow.
It was all I did.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And we do have the ability to shift
Absolutely.
our atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
With the help of the Holy Spirit. And so that's a great lesson for yourself. I have to keep singing.
Keep singing.
Right?
Keep making a melody.
So here we are, Dwayne Woods, the person from Kansas City, Missouri, growing up in a family, musically talented family.
Silly.
Having your own,
Everybody in my family is crazy too, just so that everybody is silly in my family. So y'all think that my personality and how silly and funny I am, wait until y'all meet my family members and friends. I apologize for the people that y'all may meet in this video because they may say and do some funny things, and it's just the people that God blessed me to be around. I love them and I appreciate it. I had to be able to put that disclaimer out there, because I don't know who y'all gonna interview, who y'all gonna talk to, and what they gonna say about me.
And we got some great people coming up to that. We got some really amazing people in your life who they're gonna speak well of you.
I believe it.
Yeah, now they probably are a little.
Yeah.
Touched.
On the edge. We all are.
Company, right?
We all are in our own way.
Absolutely. So here we are. You have under your belt, because you are a nationally gospel recording artist. Did I say that correctly? National gospel recording.
Yes. Thank God. It's about to hit gold, which I'm really thankful for. Yeah, that's a sincere blessing. Let Go.
Talk about it.
PJ Morton has always been one of my favorites from I literally followed PJ from being up under his dad playing with Bishop Paul S. Morton. And so when Donald came to me and we started talking about doing a project together, he asked me what producers I wanted to work with. PJ Morton was the very first name that came out my mouth. So my business manager and PJ are from the same area. So all he had to do was just make a phone call. Hey, let's boom, boom, boom. Let's try to make this happen. So I went down to New Orleans and I had an opportunity. No, I went to Atlanta and just had an opportunity to meet PJ and start talking about music. So Let Go was not even a thought at the time. We just were talking about music, what we would do. Tell me about your story. Tell me about your life. What do you want to say? Blah, 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 blah. As I shared my story with him, he said, well, I have a song that I'm currently writing, but there's another song that I have that is pitched to two different artists, and their management has not gotten back to me yet. So let me let you hear it, and tell me what you think. So he played Let Go for me, and so he was like, again, this is going to two different artists, but we can try, if you guys want to move fast, then we can make it happen. Literally the very next week, I was in the studio trying to do, make Let Go happen, and from there, it just took off. And it was one of those automatic things where you hear the very first line, I couldn't seem to fall asleep. There was so much on my mind. It was just like,
here it is. Here we go.
But you gotta just let go and just let God have His way. You could not deny that was going to be a classic message, and I'm very grateful. There are people that are still to this day discovering that song, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Right. I know, people, I'm with you sometimes when people fan out and they're like, it's the way. It's the way. Pulling up YouTube, pulling up your songs. It's incredible. It's because I just see you as.
Yeah, exactly. And I appreciate that, because that's really how I've always been taught to live my life. Y'all think that I'm really being funny by just kind of being like, okay, I get it, but that's just how my mother's always taught me. Yeah. The minute you get the big head, you never know what can happen to you.
Yeah.
He that exalts himself shall be made a base, but he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Yeah. That was one of the very first scriptures that I ever had to learn, and one of the very first songs that I led with Joy Unlimited. And so all of these things, again, that leads up to where I am today and the person that I am today.
Yeah. Talk a little bit more about, you mentioned his name a couple of times, and you said you was going to come back. Donald. Talk to us a little bit about Donald and the influence that he has had in your life.
Donald Lawrence, there's so much that I can say about him. It's just like my heart just gets so full just thinking about him, because it's very few leaders that you could come in contact with that can see the gift, and not see any intimidation anywhere. And with that mindset pushes them to help you, pushes them to see, hey, there's a message inside of you. There's a brand inside of you. There's a message, there's a story there, and people need to hear this. And he's instilled so much into me, not just me, but just people all around. I mean, Bayview has been fortunate to have so much Donald that is influenced within our church. That's just the hand that he's had on my life, on my career. He's just been a great influence. I mean, believing in me, even to handle studio sessions for him, to take me under his wing and just know, hey, you can teach parts. Come on, let's do this. Let's do studio sessions. Let's do BMI together. Let's project after project. He would just take me under his wing because he saw the potential there. And you all probably wouldn't hear Let Go. Well, you never know what God's plan is, but God's plan at the time was for us to hear Let Go through Donald Lawrence signing me to his very first label, Quiet Water Entertainment. So that's really how we kind of got the message of Let Go. Of course, traveling with Tri-City. I've been with Tri-City since 1997, and so I'm a stalker. I might as well just put this out there. Everybody that I've worked with, I've stalked them in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. I will never forget when the very first time I heard Tri-City, I told myself, I'm going to sing with them one day. I got a chance to see them in New York City on a second meeting. I got so close to them, I went up to their tour bus, knocked on their tour bus. I know who y'all are. I see those outfits. Oh my God. Because I knew that I was going to, in some way, shape, or form, I was going to work with this choir. Yeah. I knew that I was going to work with this, and I knew the producer that Donald Lawrence was, because he was, at that time, he was also working with Karen Clark. He was doing Stephanie Mills. He was working with so many different people, and so I knew the producer that he was as well, and so I just knew that there was this life there, working with him, and so I literally stalked him. I knocked on the door, asked if I could come on the bus, whatever I could do. I just wanted to say hi, let y'all know, hey, I'm a new tenor. Y'all will see me soon. And sure enough, maybe about 3 years later.
There you are.
There I am. Yeah.
And I don't think anything happens by happenstance
absolutely
or by
not.
accident.
No, absolutely.
It goes back to what you said earlier about God making room for your gift. And so I believe that he sets up opportunities. You call it stalking, but I believe he sets up opportunities
absolutely.
For those interactions.
The play that I toured with, A Good Man Is Hard to Find, one of the young ladies that came in to play my grandmother was LaJune Thompson. Cedric Thompson was Donald Lawrence's MD at the time, singing with Donald. Donald came to the show. See? When he comes to the show, he's like, oh, I had already heard of you because you sang with John P. Key. I love that song that you did with John P. So, it's just like, the steps of a good man are definitely always ordered by the Lord.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. So it's more than, would you say that your relationship with Donald is more than a mentor-mentee relationship?
Absolutely.
It goes so much deeper.
Absolutely, yeah. We've been brothers. We've literally been friends since the very beginning, and so I know that I can confide in him. I know that he believes in me. He sees the value that's there, but more than that, we're just brothers. We're so connected, and so that's the one thing that I really love is that God has really placed me in the company of such great people. Yeah. Such great people.
So much so connected that when he is here. And I believe I still have that picture.
Of us sitting together?
Y'all was standing on the stage.
Right.
And the stand
all same.
Exactly the same. And I was like, am I looking at the same person? It tripped me out.
Over 20-something years, 25
incredible.
plus years. It's just, is of course, being up under that kind of leadership, it has to be a part of them that's on the inside of you as well. So that's just, it's just inevitable.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
And we just appreciate the exposure.
Listen.
Because we grow because of your
absolutely,
relationship.
Yeah.
And
I'm growing being here.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I can honestly say. Just I thank God for for Bayview. I've been in a lot of ministries. I've worked for a lot of ministries. I used to travel. That's one of the occupations that I had. I was a contractor that would go to churches, and I would set up their worship and arts departments, make sure that everything was fine. I would do a 6-month, 12-month contract. But here it was never that, And getting here, it's great to be a part of a ministry that knows how to love somebody back to health. And so that in itself has just been incredible for me. I could go on, but
let me tell you. So that was on my list. It was coming.
Yeah, I know.
Since we're here, and here meaning in San Diego now. So we have since left home. You also spent time in
Chicago, Atlanta, Georgia. I also lived in New York.
New York.
With my daughter.
Yeah, we're gonna get there too.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about here.
Yes.
How did you, in fact, get to San Diego?
What's really interesting? Again, steps of a good man are always ordered by the Lord. I was walking down the strip. I was in Las Vegas. Okay, I was in Las Vegas for a Christian convention. I was there for the Edward Hawkins Music and Arts Seminar. And I'm walking down the street after grabbing lunch with the Bishop, Edward Hawkins, and Richard Smoke. So I'm being saved in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, what pastor's doing now, but I actually run into him on the strip, and we just connected at that point. We exchanged information. What you doing here? I'm here for the conference, blah, 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 blah. And, hey, I'll connect with you. I want to definitely get you to the church. The McDonald's tour was touring to Los Angeles. And he said, you know what, I'm reaching out to you to see if you want to come to the church on that Sunday. And so we made everything happen. We're riding in the car on the way from Los Angeles to San Diego. And we're just casually talking, hey, we got things going on in the church. This is what we're doing, blah, 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 blah. Me in the back seat. Well, if you ever need any help, don't hesitate to call me. If you ever need me to do anything for you musically, whatever, I got you covered. Don't ever. Yeah. No, it wasn't really. It definitely wasn't stalkership. It wasn't at all. No. It was really just my heart. Putting myself out there. Hey, if you ever need any help, because you can say that, and I'm all just California. Yeah. I live in Atlanta. Yeah. The people, you can say that, and people don't believe you. Right. They'll never follow up. True. I didn't know Pastor too well at that time to know that he would really follow up the way that he did. Right. This is October. Yeah. We have this conversation. I come to the church. I'm the guest at the, what was that, Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Yeah. Did the service and just connected. Had a great time, great fellowship. January, here I am back. Period. And ain't left since. That's all. But you know what, again, it was meant for me to be here. And it was meant for me to be here at the time that I was supposed to be here too. My life has completely changed being here, being up under pastor, being up under just this leadership, working with such a great team, such a great, it's like heaven, literally. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on camera, I don't, can't nobody fire me. So, I mean this from my heart. But no, literally, it's being here has been the most influential change of my entire life. Because when I moved here, I was depressed. And it took me a while. So, you're still singing and pouring out your heart and going home depressed. So, it's a couple of years being here. But in that couple of years, I saw ministry like I'd never seen before. I saw love. I saw genuine compassion that I've toured the world over, but I have never been to a ministry like Bayview before. That with anyone, everybody's working here. We're good. Everybody with anyone, everybody's working hand in hand to make sure you're good. You don't see that often. And it's crazy to say when you're talking about church, but a lot of times people have their agendas and they have their mindsets, they have their thought processes, and they have their ways of doing things. But the way that Bayview does things and the way that they see value in people and love you, like I said, they love you back to health. I don't know whether you all saw it on me or what, but it was just the way that pastor would take time out in service and he would minister to me after he knew that I poured out so much, you know, and where it should be the reverse,
Right.
you know,
Right.
because he's always pouring out.
Right.
This is his heart, this is his passion, but it's like heaven being here.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful because it's like life-saving being here.
That's rich. Talk a little bit more about, because at Bayview, you are the worship pastor.
Am I? No, I'm saying. Oh, wow. Wow, I got a vision. No.
You are part of the family.
Yes.
You are worship pastor, and that is a very important piece of the worship experience. There has to be a special connection, a special relationship with the pastor.
Absolutely.
Right? Talk a little bit about that relationship with you as worship pastor and with Pastor T.
Number one, this is another thing that's kind of unheard of because, you know, pastors would like to kind of keep their separation with worship leaders at certain points too. But the fact that pastor has this saying, he loves to do ministry with people that he can do life with. And that's something that he's proven time and time and time again. Because again, he's not just my pastor, he's my brother. So I know that I can call on him. I know I can talk to him. I know I can trust him. The thing that's so invaluable to me is that he trusts me as a pastor. You know, as a worship pastor, sometimes you worry and you fear what the pastor's thinking, and but I love the fact that he trusts us to do what it is that we do. And he saw the value in me to know, hey, you have what it takes to be able to flow with me in ministry and to be able to take Bayview wherever vision-wise he sees where it's supposed to go. And so just that relationship and that brotherhood that's there, I think that's why ministry is so easy here, because we are connected the way that we are. And it doesn't make there's no friction there. There's no, nobody's worrying about whether somebody's trying to take somebody's position, or I don't want to be pastor. I'm not trying to do that. I enjoy the music and I enjoy leading y'all to the throne of God. And I appreciate that once that's done, that there's somebody that goes up and there's some music that transitions and he says he's been good to me and he says he walks with me, and then he gives y'all a message that y'all could go home with, because that's what we all need. And I'm so thankful that I'm able to stay in my lane. He stays in his lane, but we're able to make this thing happen together, and it just works. It really, really works.
And it's visible, the relationship, the authenticity of the relationship is
I love
visible.
the fact that I can laugh with my pastor.
Yeah.
I can have a good time with my pastor. Absolutely, you can just
Human.
be.
Yeah.
Oh, love you, man. God, man. This was supposed to be about me, not you, but I love you, man.
That's important though,
Absolutely.
because I know you've been in that realm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much your entire life.
My entire life.
And
entire
you have
life.
your experiences.
Yes.
I don't know what they are, but I'm sure they haven't always been at this level. And so that's
and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Because God knows what you need when you need it. Sometimes you can get so tired of routine. And you can get so tired of the fakeness, in the industry, you're putting on and so on and so forth. You just want to get to the point where it's like, God, I need something real. I need something that's authentic. I need something that's genuine. I need something that's true, something that's different from anything that I've experienced. If I go back into the same thing again, I'm probably not going to go back at all. So God, you got to give me something different. And that's where I was. And God brought me to Bayview.
That's huge. He heard your heart.
Absolutely.
He gave you exactly what you needed.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. And all for his glory.
All for his glory.
All for his glory. You are reaching the people. You hear
Bless
me?
you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
reaching
you.
the people, teaching the people.
Bless you.
We appreciate you so very much. Switching gears a little bit.
Okay.
You talked about being in New York, and you mentioned a daughter. So let's talk about Dwayne Woods, the father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about.
I am a dad.
Yes, you are. To a human being.
To a human being,
Yes.
not just dogs and plants and They're blood and flesh. They're walking around here with hair looking like me.
Right? Looking just like you. Talk to us about your baby girl.
Oh my goodness, my baby girl is my life, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, she's literally my world. We've been, we had a rough start in the very beginning, just because I was young and foolish and didn't really understand. But a turn in both of our lives, probably about the age 13, maybe. She ended up coming to me. I was living in Chicago, and her and her mother were having some differences in New York. And her mother called me. I would never forget. I was on the road. I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, doing a show. Me and Fantasia were doing a Martin Luther King celebration show.
You just gonna slide that in?
I'm just gonna slide it in there. You know, I just want people to did. I did a show with Fantasia. You know, I appreciate Fantasia. Fantasia, we appreciate you. We love you, honey. But we were doing a Martin Luther King celebration, and her mother called me in the middle of sound check, and she's like, "If you don't get your daughter, she's going to the precinct tomorrow." So I'm literally booking a flight. And like, okay, she and I are flying into Chicago at the exact same time. And I sit her, we get home, I sit her down at the table. I say, I have absolutely no idea of what to do with you, single dad, daughter, but we go figure this thing out together. I'm gonna take you tomorrow to the braid shop, and I'm gonna put some braids in your hair, and you go wear them until you're 26. And so, you know, things like that, because, you know, I don't know how to comb no little girl hair, you know, I don't know how to do it. But literally, you want to talk about inseparable, that's exactly how we are. And my daughter just recently moved to San Diego, California. She lives in the building next door to me. She's grown, 26, going on 27. I mean, but I can honestly say she is the greatest part of my life.
Wow.
Honestly, she's allowed me to grow. She's allowed me to be me. I've allowed her to be her. We have the greatest relationship. She calls me for anything. She talks to me about anything. She trusts me for everything. And it's the same way with me and her. I mean, with me towards her. Yeah. And I just love our relationship, you know, so. I mean, what do I do? This is my daughter.
No,
it's my child. What do you say?
And it's so dope because she's here right now.
She's here. Yeah, she is.
She's here right now.
So I didn't just say all of that because she was in the room. You know, she's really fantastic.
Yeah,
she's really fantastic.
She absolutely is. And I've had the pleasure of spending time with her. And two peas in a pod.
Yeah, we're the same person.
Yeah, y'all don't just.
She just got longer hair.
Yeah, y'all are the exact same person. And so, if we can, I would like to bring her in. At this point, come on in.
Come on, little child. Come on, honey child.
You are fine. You are fine. Yes.
It's my baby.
Yes. So welcome to the conversation, Tati.
Hi.
So everybody, this is Tatiana. This is Dwayne Wood's beautiful daughter. Twin. We can call her twin because, oh my gosh, y'all are the same.
I stole his face.
Yeah, my whole face.
Incredible. Tati, you heard a little bit about your dad talking about you, and now I want to hear from you. Tell us who your dad is to you, because you've gotten to experience him from, you know, being a little girl through, you know, your teenage years, and now here you are as an adult. Talk to us about your relationship with your dad.
Well, this guy is pretty amazing. I will say that. This dude. Yeah, no, he's this. I wouldn't choose like any other father figure. Like for him to say that like he didn't know what to do, he really got it right, like completely. I feel like I'm definitely a daddy's girl. Like, I don't know, it's like having the same person here and him being an actual person and then me being an actual person is really good. But as far as like him being a dad and like showing me certain things, and like I lived with him and it was just me and him at one point, and he was still able to, you know, like teach me how to, show me different things on how to be a woman, show me how to hold myself the right way and different things like that. lot, ain't they? So I do definitely think that he's an amazing dad and amazing and definitely did really, really well. For him to be like this, you know, like a public figure and everything like that, my dad kind of really let me be myself. And that's the biggest thing for me, because it definitely could have, my life could have went a whole bunch of different ways with just him being who he is, but he didn't really. It was more like, you're my daughter and I love you, and I don't care about what anybody else thinks. And so that, you know, you did pretty good.
Thank you.
You did pretty good.
That's right.
That's great. And you said something really beautiful. He got it right.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like there's like I know a lot of like girls my age and just like my friends, different things like that, and when they don't have their dad, they're just kind of like different. And I can definitely like see it, and for him to be such a busy person and then a world traveler and public figure and everything like that, he still managed to be a dad. And so yeah, he definitely got it right.
That's awesome.
100%.
So encourage another young lady who might be struggling with her relationship with her father, because you experienced your dad getting it so right? And I'm sure there were times where you guys even bumped heads.
Oh yeah.
There's no perfection in any relationship whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
But here you guys are today in the same city. You know, I'm trying to get you here forever.
I follow him everywhere.
Yeah, she's a stalker too. So y'all, as I said, I'm a
follow
stalker.
him.
Stalker one, stalker two.
Same person, right? So you have to be in a great space to have decided, okay, I'm going to San Diego where my dad is.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you guys have come from where you were to where you are now in the parental and child relationship. So encourage another young lady who may be struggling with her relationship or the lack thereof with her own father.
The most I could say is little girls need their dads. It's always wonderful to have a mother, and moms do a lot, but there's something about a father that just gives you that sense of like security, teaches you about the world, certain things like that. And I think that little girls do definitely need their dads. But also I will say is one thing that I had to tell myself as well is he's still a man and still a father, and like still a human as well. So if sometimes he doesn't know, that's okay. As long as he's willing to learn, then you'll be able to, you know, grow and be okay. So
That's great. That's good. Thank you for sharing that with them. And so pretty much in that, you guys had an opportunity to learn together.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's the beauty in a child and parent relationship is we have those opportunities where dad can learn from daughter, daughter can learn from dad, or, you know, wife, mother, daughter, whatever the relationship is. What is the greatest thing?
If there's a dream or there's a passion that you have, don't ever give up on it. Like living in California was her dream, never mine.
Okay.
Never mind. I never wanted to. I love y'all. I love California. I love being here. Don't take anything that I'm saying, you know, in a mean way, in any way, shape, or form. But I never had a desire to live on the West Coast. You know, it was just not in my view. But it was always in hers. And so I would always just see things happen for her that I've always heard her say. And so it's just always watching her. Like she's probably one of my biggest inspirations, because I just look at her. She just goes after everything. Like right now, she's starting a business. You know, she's been here 4 days almost.
Right.
You know, but like she literally will dream about something. Next thing you know, you're gonna see it happen because she's gonna go after it. So I love that about her.
You guys are cute.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, y'all cute.
It's my baby. This is my heart.
Okay, so, you know, people typically have this phrase and they say, you know, give them their flowers while they're living, right? So one thing that you would like to share with each other, heart to heart, what is one thing that you have on your heart for Tati and Tati?
I couldn't love you more. Thank you for being you. Thank you for always being genuine. Thank you for loving me when you know that it was hard. I know it was hard for both of us, but thank you for just believing that we were gonna make it through this and that we were gonna even be here to this moment here. So I love you.
I love
so
you.
much. Y'all stop this. This is wasn't it supposed to be funny? Wasn't I supposed to tell jokes and stuff?
We can't. Well, before. So, thank you so much for joining us, joining the conversation. And,
Have a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
She's just like me. Out. You saw that?
Period. I couldn't just say everything. But she was
I know.
Girl gone.
Just like me.
So we'll take a moment.
Okay.
All right. So we have talked about Dwayne, the man. We talked about Dwayne, the artist, a little bit. We talked about Dwayne, the father. We saw your beautiful baby girl.
Yes.
She's not a baby, but she's your baby.
She's still my baby. She's gonna always be baby girl.
Indeed. And we talked about Dwayne, the worship pastor. You mentioned you had some friends who are near and dear to you, and I have had the pleasure of meeting some of these friends who you have now claimed as family, right?
Yes.
And I spoke to one earlier, and her name is Miss Sharita.
Oh.
Yeah, and she had beautiful things to say about you.
Did she tell you my name?
She did.
We all have nicknames. I don't think any of
she
my
has
friends.
one?
Oh yeah, none of us have like our real names. So whenever we call it, her name is Shafratina.
Shafratina?
We give full names. So she's Shafratina Aquanation.
Shafratina Aquanation.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I'm good with both.
You good with both?
Yeah, I'm good with both. We can, put a period.
You already have your name. We won't do it on camera though.
No, we won't,
we gave you one.
Because that's mine. Yeah. Remind the people. What is your name?
Duflachi Monroe.
Duflachi Monroe.
Duflachi.
Duflachi. Yeah, that is regal. It's something about that though. It really is.
I don't know how it came about. I think we just look at each other and we just call each other what we feel like that our name should be. Ain't that funny?
That is hilarious.
Do I look like Duflachi?
You know what? You could pass that.
Somebody give me a mirror. I
You can't pass as a Duflachi.
It's Duflachi.
Yeah.
Monroe.
Especially
Really.
the haircut.
Okay. This is hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's not a bad name. I'm upset that y'all gave her name.
Yeah, Shafratina Aquanation.
Is that Aquanation?
Aquanation. Yeah, I know. It's good.
Talk to me about your relationship with Miss Sharita.
Sharita and I have been connected for years. I mean, 30 plus years. We started off together singing like continuously in a group called Joy Unlimited. Again, I was talking about Joy Unlimited earlier. And they had to form like a youth addition to the choir. And she and I were a part of that together. And it was just always, and we know each other so well. I laugh at them because we sit, a lot of times when we're working in different environments and stuff like that, we have to work really fast. And if there's a moment that we don't catch something really quickly, she knows to look at me out the corner of her eye. So her side eye, y'all, I don't know if she gave it to y'all on the camera, but she got an incredible side eye, because usually in the soprano section, I'm gonna be on this side of her. She got this look like this. That's that side eye telling me, where am I supposed to go? What's my note? They over here. What's my note? So that's just how we've been. I just point the note out to them.
Yeah.
Sarita, Angie, all the people that's connected to me, that you all have had an opportunity to meet, you and Pastor personally, they've just all been like that. Just people that are just really fast, really connected, really wonderful at their gift. And I knew that we just always had to be connected. If I was going to do anything, I knew I could make it happen in a snap with them.
Absolutely. And I know we're talking about your relationship with Sharita, but you have many close friends.
I do,
that
yeah.
you hold near and dear to you. What exactly does friendship mean to you?
You know,
Authentic friendship.
It means everything to me, because when you're doing what it is that you do and you're always in the spotlight, you never really know what people's motives are for being around you. So it's just great to have people that are covenant people, covenant friends of yours. They're not just friends, just fly by night people that you just call, once in a while. These are people that I've literally spent time together. We've stayed together in the same rooms. We've just had that camaraderie together. And so friendship means the world to me, because I don't have to worry about if I talk to them, and if I'm not being the artist Dwayne Woods, but Dwayne is going through some issues and I need somebody to talk to, I can talk to them and I know that it's going to stay right there. It's invaluable to have friendship. And so most of the people that I am friends with, there's 20 plus years of relationship and friendship. So it means something to me. I'm not just going to call you a friend and be there one day and not the next. We're going to be connected until the end of time. This is how I feel about it. So so it's years of covenant that I have with these people. It's not just just one day we just all decide, hey, you're nice, let's be friends.
Right.
No. We've been through the thick and the thin together.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. And I think that's where the growth comes in
Absolutely.
friendships, the bond, the connection grows deeper.
Absolutely.
And you really see each other for who the person is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no underlying motive. There's, it's just, you are Dwayne, you are Sharita, and that's it.
And that's it.
And we can love each other regardless.
Let's make this happen.
Right.
Let's just love and let's make life happen, because there's ministry, there's people that we need to reach, there's songs to sing, there's a gift that we've been given. Let's make this thing happen. Let's work together. This is how we are.
And she talked about the song that you guys sang together for the first time. Do you remember what that song was?
Oh man, no.
I know you passed 45 now.
Yeah, I'm not in my 20s
So
anymore, so
I'm
yeah.
almost up there. So
I mean, I would have been like 12, 13.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I don't remember. I don't remember.
Wow.
I don't remember. But literally, that's how long we've been together.
Now I'm thinking 20s. I didn't realize.
No.
Yeah.
Remember, we had to sing in the youth choir.
Youth choir, yeah.
Yeah, we were young. We've been together for a long time, yeah.
Tell me a funny story on the road with Sharita. Y'all in this laugh though. Y'all holding it. Y'all holding it. You gotta tell it now though. Don't be trying to think of another one. That first one.
No, because that's embarrassing.
It's okay. It is okay.
No, I'm not going to tell that story. Absolutely not. Y'all would not embarrass me on camera. Y'all would not make an open spectacle out of me. Not gonna happen. What? Let me think of a nice one. A nice road story.
Oh, that's funny. That's all right. We're gonna get that one offline.
Yeah, I'll have to share that one offline. Goodness gracious, there's so many road experiences that because we've traveled, we've done some plays together, we've done.
Or switch it a little bit and tell me of a tender moment that you remember experiencing with Shanita while on the road, because you're away from family. Your hustle and bustle is go.
I will never forget one of the first. So again, Donald loved my soprano section, and so he started traveling with my sopranos in Tri-City, which is the choir that Donald is in charge of as well. And I will never forget the very first engagement that my girls went on with me with Tri-City, and just the nervousness of, oh my God, we get ready to do this this performance with Donald Lawrence and Tri-City Singers. Who would ever thought that from Joy Unlimited, and just having those reminiscent moments, and seeing the excitement and the tears, because again, you're instrument, and I hate the way that this sounds, but you're instrumental in seeing other people fulfill their dreams. And I've known that she's always wanted to do this. And so to be able to have that opportunity in that moment to see the excitement on her face, the tears that she would shed, even the fact of in Donald Lawrence and Tri-City Singers, you have to wear head wraps, so you don't feel like that you're a part of anything until you get that long piece of cloth.
Right.
And when they gave them that long piece of cloth to wrap their head up, it's just like tears just start flowing, and just to be able to see, they're living in their moment. Yeah. It just meant the world to me. And so that was a tender moment for me, just because you're seeing people enjoy living their dream, living their passion, and seeing their gift on display. It just means the world to me.
Absolutely. And I mentioned something to her. It was based off of what she said in regards to you bringing her along with you, and I'm sure you could say the same for her.
Absolutely.
Experiencing life together, experiencing special moments such as that together.
She looks out for me.
Come on.
That's what I love the most. It's not just because of the experiences or anything like that. It's covenant. She literally protects me as a friend. When you're out on the road, I am a people person. I'm nice. I want people to enjoy being in my presence. And sometimes I can get a little tricky. And it's always great to have extra eyes around you.
Absolutely.
And Sharita is my extra eyes. And she literally will protect me. She knows when to pull me. She knows, she just knows me. Yeah. And it's just great to have people around you and in your life. And then for her to be here. So it's like now, oh goodness, my covering is back. It's just great to have that connection.
That's awesome. You got it. It's like an armor bearer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They are your third eye.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to have that's really special. Let's switch a little bit and going back to talking about Dwayne the artist, or not even necessarily just Dwayne the artist, but just Dwayne period, in regards to moments of doubt, self-doubt that you have experienced. When do you remember a time when you doubted self?
Just a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I literally just got over that.
Okay.
There was a point in time through the time of depression that I was really facing, that I didn't feel like I had a voice anymore. And living in that moment and continuously having those thoughts made me forget about the life that I used to live, the happiness that I used to have in artistry and in music. And I lost the joy because I was experiencing life so much. And it's just getting back to that joy, just getting back to that life, I don't know, it's incredible.
Yeah. And I saw you when you got here. I didn't know you as well then as I do now.
Yeah.
But I would like to consider myself a person who, a discerning spirit, and could see something heavy on you.
Yeah.
Never ask questions. I would check in from time to time, make sure you are okay. But I see the beauty that has come from that dark space that you were once in. And
I've opened up. There's a freedom. There's a freedom that's back that wasn't there before. There was a comfortability in my gift. It's almost like I'm rehearing my voice again because I forgot what it sounded like.
Wow.
I forgot what it. Just that beauty, that essence of being free.
Absolutely.
Of that bondage, being free, that light shining again, that was dimmed out by fear, that was dimmed out by my thoughts, dimmed out by the things that I would always constantly say about myself, just negativity, bills, life, moving and having my child and doing. Once you start piling all of that stuff up, sometimes the light can go dim.
Absolutely.
But now the light is bright again, and I'm living the way that I'm supposed to, and I love it.
That is amazing. So as we are coming to a close, thinking about all the facets of your life, and because you can't have one without the other.
Absolutely.
It's just how God created you. It's the gifts that He's bestowed upon you. It's what He's given you as the artist, as a worship pastor, as a father, as a friend, right? Going as far as a brother, and then everything else that comes along with that. Thinking about all those hats that you wear, wrapping it all up in one, give me one statement to encourage someone else who may be wearing similar hats, same hats, approaching some of those hats. Encourage somebody who's listening to you right now. What would you say to them?
God.
You tried.
Yeah, I know, I tried.
You tried. Just give us a couple lines of whatever's on your heart right now. Vocally, of course.
See, that's hard for me because it would only make sense for me to sing Let Go, a line of Let Go.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. I'm an heir of salvation, and I've been purchased by God. I am born of His Spirit. So glad I'm washed in His cleansing blood. Well, this is my story. This is my song. I'm just praising my Savior. Oh, the day long. This is my story. Hey, this is my song. I'm just praising my Savior.